Hi everybody, it's me, Scarlett Syanide, and welcome back to another episode of Scarlett Syanide's School for Sexy People. Welcome back, students. How did that fried rice recipe work out for you? I guess what kind of class would that have been, like home ec or something, or I don't know, cooking? There's cooking college, I'm sure. Well, today I am coming at you from my art studio. That's right. Today we're going to have a little bit of art class, a little bit of art history. And well, when I mean art history, it's about myself, but I'm going to go on a little journey with y'all about how I got into painting, a little bit about my art. I'm going to talk a little bit about this painting that's in a series that I'm doing. And then I actually have to do something on this painting, and I'm hoping you can help me. We are going to provide the very first layer of a top coat onto this painting to start the sealing process. So, lots to do. Now, before we get into class, don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned because you know I have videos for you every Monday at Scarlett Syanide's Sit and Sip. All right, class. Yes, welcome to my art studio. Really, it's my dining room, but you know, we're normal people, so we just eat sitting on the couch. But we needed an art space, and this beautiful room with some light, because we have lots of windows in here, just kind of makes the perfect art space. Plus, it's right near the fridge, so if you need a beverage or something, you can stay hydrated. Oh, speaking of. So in the comments of just some of my past videos, folks were saying that they're just now finding out that I'm also an artist. I'm not, just a drag queen or making YouTube videos or anything like that. So I'm actually a painter in the St. Louis area. I'm part of the St. Louis Ladies Artists Guild, and I'm a resident artist at Say Art Studios, the gallery at 123 that's in Pacific, Missouri. If you want to check out the art website that I have, along with my partner's art, you can go ahead and check that out at www.televoidart.com. Now, for those of you that don't know what a resident artist is, that means that I have a space at a gallery where I have the ability to hang up my art and display that art to, well, all the people that come into the gallery. I also have a cute little space for my prints. I do sell prints of my artwork, and it's something that was honestly a huge accomplishment and kind of like a little check on my artist CV when I was able to, interview for it and kind of land this artist residency. So in a way, it kind of validated me in my art journey. So I am excited to share more with y'all about that in future videos. So I'm actually pretty new to painting in the art world. If there's a poster child of just feeling like you can do something and then trying it out and going full force into doing something, my picture would be next to it. And about 3 years ago now, I was sitting in my house with one of my friends who is a very established artist here in St. Louis. And I just kind of looked at him and said, can you teach me some art stuff? Maybe I could do art. I don't know. Because honestly, I had never really tried. And we started out so simple. I'll have to put up a picture of the picture because for sentimental reasons I kept it. But the very, very first thing that I learned how to draw 3 years ago was essentially a circle, and then learning how to shade the circle to make it look like a sphere, and then putting a shadow of it on the ground. And really that teaches you so much as an artist. So if you ever want to do an easy, literally art 101 exercise, try to draw a circle and just keep going in a circle. Then you can erase out the scribbly parts, and that will help you get a perfect circle. And then look at that circle and imagine a source of light. It could be directly above the sphere. It could be kind of, diagonal from the sphere. But imagine a source of light and start using a pencil to create the black and gray gradient and start making your shadows. And you'll learn about contrast. You'll learn about perception. You'll learn about something called scale. So anyway, lots of art things, but that was the first thing I learned how to do. And I had honestly such like a brain smart epiphany moment when I was just learning how to draw this circle, where I'm like, oh my God, so many things are clicking in my head. And it just opened the ADHD doors to the hyper focus of, I'm an artist now, baby. And basically I've just, in the true spirit of Scarlett Syanide School for Sexy People, where we help needy, sexy people with life skills, we're just doing it how we do it. I literally just said, you know what? I want to try to do art. So I practiced a lot. And so I'm excited to share a lot of my art processes with y'all. I want to actually keep art class as a regular series. I also want to make more recipes too, because I had a great time doing that. So definitely, if you want to get easy recipes and get some anywhere from beginner to somewhat advanced art skills, for real, keep watching this show. So I'm excited to share with y'all. I really am. Yeah, so the Gay Audacity told me you could be a painter. And I really believe all of y'all can be painters too. And in general, I truly am so thankful that I stumbled across whatever talents for art that I have, because I didn't realize how much I really was going to use art as a form of expression, as a form of my voice. It's really amazing to me that art transcends in a lot of ways language, or, art in general, like music, it just transcends language. People can just understand it. It's something that you feel. It's something that invokes emotion. And I just feel so much satisfaction and completeness being able to really communicate a lot of my feelings about the world around us and the things that are happening around us through art as a vehicle. I classify myself as a pop artist. I have a lot of art friends that try to help me with suggestions of really like narrowing down what my genre of art is. But at the end of the day, I don't really care what type of art you call it. Maybe it's pop art, maybe it's pop punk art, which is actually a real art genre. Maybe it's merging with surrealism. I don't know. But I just paint what I feel, I paint what I like, and I paint what I would want to hang on my walls. And so I wanted to actually take y'all on a very exciting journey with me. I have started working on a number of different painting series, and there's the painting that you see behind me is actually part of my Riot Girl series. Like, if there was going to be an album, if this was like an album and it's like, here are my paintings that go in this album, that's the best way I can explain like a painting series. This would be, the cover, the album track. What's that called? Title track. This would be the title track of this album of my art. So this is Riot Girl. And if y'all couldn't tell, see, my hair isn't blonde anymore, but wait, it's me. So this Riot Girl series is a really, really exciting expression of self-love, my love for women, celebrating difficult women, and pulling a lot of inspiration. Yeah, and I say difficult women with like all the quotes in the world. And celebrating and pulling a lot of inspiration from the Riot Girl movement, that is actually a feminist punk music movement that started in 1991, where It's the celebration of women being able to be their true selves, live uninhibited by society's expectations of them, and to take up our space in this world. One of my favorite sayings from the Riot Girl movement is girls to the front. And that's because at punk shows, not only were women punk bands not taken seriously and ridiculed and, you know, had to endure lots of crazy, you know, sexism and bad things in the music scene. But women fans weren't even allowed, quote unquote, to even come up to the front. You know, it wasn't safe for women to come up to the front at a punk show. And I know all my like pop punk girlies, all my punk girlies, all my hardcore girlies, all of my girlies out there that enjoy, you know, a live show, that's still very true. You know what I mean? People be moshing, people be pushing, people be touching. And so basically, like, even going to see your favorite band, it was definitely not guaranteed to be a safe experience. And the women punk bands just basically had enough. Fought back, took up their space, girls to the front, girls push up to the front, and they would actually have the girls sit up on stage with them while they played. And I just feel like in this time, space, era, energy, here we are, you know, that was 1991. It's 2025. We're still screaming the same needs. We still have the same needs. Still the same fight. There's not been any progress. In fact, things have been taken away. So basically, babes, sexy people, what Professor Scarlett is trying to tell you is she's angry, and this is me being able to scream from my rooftop. Whew. So, the Riot Girl series, so important for me, so important to me, and I just feel like it's a way for me to celebrate myself and to celebrate a bunch of other like awesome women that I know. So the first two paintings were a tribute to myself. I honestly wanted to kick off the series by celebrating myself and painting myself as the Riot Girl that I see myself as. So my very, very first painting that I did is called Sticky, and that is currently hanging for display at Say Art Studios. It's for sale. I'm also expecting it to be in an art show in a few months, but that is also a self-portrait of me. And it was kind of my, hey, look at me moment to the art world. It was me coming in basically to a new era of myself as a painter and really establishing a new style and a new voice for myself. Now, a Riot Girl, which is behind me, this is that quiet, cool confidence. It's celebrating a woman claiming her peace. We still have riot in our eyes and stuff, but also, like, you can't see me, bitch. Like, you're not gonna see me sweat. I'm gonna sit here unbothered. Like, I'm still mad, but I'm also elevated and comfortable in my space and in my skin. I have the arrows pointing this way to indicate forward progress because we still have a lot to do. And I wanted to use like bright in your face pink. I mean, for obvious reasons, you know, pink is always associated as the feminine color. We all know the gender reveal parties. People love to like slap pink on girls. So I wanted to make it a very bright, obtrusive pink. Also eye-catching because so many women are pushed aside, pushed to the back. Our voices are silent. So this is loud. This is in your face. It's unapologetic. And you're going to see it. So I have these first two finished. And then I actually have three more kind of laid out in my mind, compositions. And those are going to be other amazing women that I know. I am actually fully like pulling kind of some inspiration from the pop artist that everybody knows, Andy Warhol. Oops. Not Andy Warhol. That's my drag nephew. Y'all know Andy Warhol if you've watched another show I've been on. That is so funny. Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol. And Andy Warhol painted pop icons and people that were inspiring, you know, the world. And also Andy introduced a lot of pop icons to the world. So in a weird way, I guess, this is me like introducing my like awesome friends to the world. And I'm just so excited. So I have 3 more pieces planned, and they will be of people that I actually know. And I'm so like proud and honored to do that. I'll definitely be sharing more about my artistic journey. I'll be showing you actually me painting. We'll go through processes. I'm going to like Bob Ross it up all over here. Like, I don't know, like we might make some happy trees. We're definitely going to make some angry women, and we're going to have a good time. Now, today we won't be painting, but I do need y'all's help. So once again, in true sexy people form, sometimes I do things and I don't really understand fully what I'm doing, but I just know that I want to do it, so I do it. And an interesting thing happened. So I painted my beautiful painting, and remember when I talked about this very loud, very in-your-face pink? Well, unknowingly, I picked a shade and type of paint that has an extremely low light fast rate. And this is another real life art tip, is that paints, and I'm talking specifically about acrylic paints, all paints do have basically a light fast rating, and there's an actual scale. Now, what light fast ratings mean is it's giving you an idea of how pigmented your paint is going to stay when it's exposed to light. If y'all don't know, we need light to see paintings, but light is also like the killer of paintings. So that's why, you know, museums have to do those restoration things of super old paintings because they're turning all like colored. It's because the light is ruining the paintings, as well as other factors as well. Moisture, acidity, just all sorts of things destroy paintings. So one of the things that we do in modern day is we seal our paintings. We put many layers of top coats on our paintings. Now, where I'm getting to this is with the light fast and the coating, because I picked a fluorescent color. I don't know why I'm quoting, it's a real thing. Because I picked a fluorescent color, I have to I can't seal it using my normal stuff. Normally the stuff that I seal with, it's pretty easy. I slap it on, I let it dry, and I'll do, 2 or 3 coats of that. I can't use my normal stuff, and I'm so glad I talked to my art friend about this, who said, hey, you need to use special stuff. I need to use things that's going to protect the painting, but not destroy the fluorescent pigments in this pink paint, because what could potentially happen if I put on the wrong top coat, it'll turn my beautiful hot pink into like a pastel pink. And I'm not like opposed, I'm like not angry about a millennial pink, but that's not exactly my artistic vision. So we have to start using much more complicated and more professional sealing methods. So this is actually going to be my first time ever using any of these special sealants. So we're going to be learning how to use these together. And everybody cross your fingers. And no, we're going to do great because we have the power of the internet and we've looked up some stuff. We're going to prepare. So I'm going to go get ready, and we are going to put our very first isolation coat on my Riot Girl painting. All right, sexy people, welcome back to class. Now, all right, it's time. Riot Girl's done. She's dried. I've been letting her dry for about 2 weeks. Honestly, a lot of that was to wait to film this video. But you always should let your paintings dry, I think, for at least a week before you seal them. Now, that's for acrylics, and it depends on how many layers. Acrylic does dry fast. Now, oil paintings, I don't do oil paintings. Those can literally take months or like a year to dry. But luckily, we only needed to let her sit for a little while. So because I'm using special sealant, which will ultimately be the final top coat, will be a Golden brand. Golden is a little expensive, but it's what the professionals use. And this is a gloss MSA varnish with UVLS. And basically what that means is it's the correct stuff that I need to use on fluorescent paint, so that way the color doesn't ultimately just fade quick. But before we can do that, it actually says in the directions, bless, that I need to first put down an isolation coat, which is what is going to actually protect the paint essentially from this, and just make sure that this type of stuff isn't sitting directly on the paint. So to use that, to do the isolation coat, I'm actually going to use, this is a Golden soft gel gloss. It's a soft body, clear drying acrylic medium. And this stuff is really cool. It's actually a gel. People use this for all different functions. This is actually not really even, this isn't even the primary purpose, I don't believe, of this stuff. People use this to build texture. You can like build it up, let it dry. So I'm actually excited to just try other things with this as well. So yay for that. My first time using this. Now we can't just put it straight on there. We actually need to mix this with a little bit of water. So once again, the instructions said that we're going to start with a mixture that's 2 parts gel to 1 part water. Now, I also did want to talk a little bit about like safety while you're putting sealant on paintings. Safety, primarily when you're sealing paintings, you should do it outside. I actually do have a space, an outside space, to do art things like that. However, the really key is that temperature plays a big part into it. So I can't actually use this in a space that's not at least 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Otherwise, it will affect how it dries. And instead of drying clear, it will actually dry cloudy, which would, well, ruin the painting. So we're going to do it inside. Luckily, this stuff does not have a strong odor of any sort, but still, for safety reasons, I have the window behind me open. So we're going to start making a mixture of 2 parts gel to 1 part water. And I'm going to just do that in a jar. I just use like clear mason jars a lot for my art stuff. And I am going to use a palette knife. And basically that's just a word for this thing that artists use to like get paint out of stuff and, you know, stuff like this. Also, class, don't get this on your skin like I just did. So I'm gonna go wash my hands. So I have gone ahead and created my mixture. It kind of honestly looks like water down Mod Podge. I guess that's like a really non-artisty way to describe it. But, ooh. So we are going to use, honestly, I wish I had a bigger brush. We're just doing it how we do it though. Confidence is key, as we learned in our first lesson. But I am going to try to do a gentle balance of getting the coverage that I need on here, but not over brushing. When you are sealing a painting, doing too many brush strokes will actually cause the sealant to not dry clear, or it'll dry streaky and things like that. So we're going to work in sections, but we're going to work quick and, you know, send good vibes. So I started with actually just a small bottom corner. I specifically wanted to test this first on the pink just to make sure there weren't any drying issues and that I had mixed the formula correctly. It looks like it dried really clear to me, so I'm gonna keep going. It's always a good idea to test stuff, especially, you know, when you spent months on a painting and you would cry yourself to sleep every single night if you ruined it. I kind of use just the glare of the stuff to keep track of where I've been. Because once again, we don't want to go over it too much with the brush strokes. We also want to keep our brush strokes like pretty light and pretty quick. You know, just a little kiss. All right, so like I said, I wish I would have had a bigger brush. It certainly would have helped with less brush strokes and would have, you know, guaranteed a more even coat. So FYI, if you have a bigger brush, use that. Like I said, I've been kind of trying to use like the light that is shining on the painting to just be a guide of where I had gone over and what I still needed to do. Now I need to stop touching it and put my brush in some water. And now I just need to let this dry, because now that this isolation coat's on here, it's going to need to dry for at least 3 hours before anybody touches it. Don't touch on it. Don't breathe on it. Don't drop hair on it. It's very sticky. There's very precious things happening, and we want this painting to look amazing when it hangs in the art gallery. So join me on the next Scarlett Syanide School for Sexy People for, well, I don't know if this will be the next one, but there will definitely be a part 2 of this video where we put the final top coat on. Until next time, divas. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be here for Scarlett Syanide School for Sexy People when I drop the videos, but you can see me every Monday at Scarlett Cyanide's Sit and Sip. Until next time, divas, bye.